Well, CBA grad, that's the key right there. CBA grad local. We love to promote the local scene, and Ryan Kelly takes local to national, named the director of football operations of the American Athletic Football Conference. Happened in the middle of July, and the CBA grad who played football and baseball at Norwich, good kicker, good pitcher, good athlete, joins us here on Big Board Sports 104.5 at Team ESPN Radio. Ryan, Roger Weiland, Brian Mariano in Albany, good morning.
How we doing, guys?
Good, Ryan. How are you? How are you doing?
Good. I'm actually in Waco right now. Got the movers here, dogs bark, and everybody running around. So just on the trail, getting ready to make the move here. We'll leave tomorrow and hopefully make that up there in about 2 days. Exciting
times. What does this move mean to you, for you, in your career? You've had quite the resume here at a very young age. You were at Baylor as the Associate Director of Football Ops, and then prior to that, you had 2 seasons as the Assistant Director of Football Ops at Temple, and now here you go with the next step. What does this mean for you, Ryan?
I think it provided a unique situation for me in terms of adding a little bit of a twist on my resume. I've been on the other end of those phone calls, with the coaches calling the conference office and, expressing our needs and what we need to do as an institution. And now I get to be on the phone, representing the conference and providing that service to 12 universities for football. So it provided an opportunity for me to get off campus and into a conference office and just kind of look at things a different way. And I think as my career progresses, it's going to help me out with having that little twist on it.
What kind of conference are you now walking into here?
So our big branding point right now is Power 6. We really do believe that we are a power conference. Obviously, you've seen the success the last couple of years with Houston, Memphis, Temple, which I was a part of, Navy's a nationally recognized program. And every school kind of provides a different thing. And obviously with our conference being in different cities like Orlando, Dallas, Philadelphia, we're in big media markets. So I'm walking into a great situation, which I hopefully can contribute to and take this thing to the next level.
Ryan, what's it been like for the first month on the job? What is the day-to-day kind of thing for you, and has it really been that big of an adjustment for you?
It's been different. A lot of reading, just going through policy manuals, what do we want in place? What do we want this thing to look like on national TV day-to-day? And then just really getting myself acclimated. I knew a lot of these operations guys from my time at Temple. When we traveled around, I've actually visited every university in the conference from my time at Temple. So every time I'll go back there, I know I'm in a good spot. But pretty much just getting acclimated with a new staff, working with people and who are my go-to people that can help me in different areas and just getting, everything together for the season.
Well, Ryan, I do see your mom walking around the neighborhood quite a bit, so I'll make sure I tell her you said hello, okay?
Absolutely.
we close proximity with Maureen Kelly, who is it was great. Enjoy the relationship that we've had for many years on the professional level. She was with the Times Union for a while, so she's in the media end of this business as well. Ryan, what memories do you have taking you back, because we like to localize this thing, back to your CBA days and then to your playing days at Norwich?
I'll tell you what, the number one thing I'll remember, and I'm taking this way back, is when I was a little kid, my mother used to take me to Heritage Park, and we obviously lived right around the corner from there. What an unbelievable opportunity for me to fall in love with baseball and go see that thing at a different level. Those were always great memories. Obviously going back to CBA, that 2006 Section 2 championship team with, Joe Villano and Luke Weaver and all those guys. I mean, I grew up with some great athletes. Obviously, basketball was great. Actually, still in touch. I talked to Greg Holly a bunch. He's was right up the road here in Fort Worth, so we've gotten together a couple times. It's good to see him. And then, obviously, my opportunities at Norwich were incredible. What an unbelievable school. They're actually coming up on their 200th year. It's the oldest military college in the country. So it's been a whirlwind. You move around, you kind of meet different people, see new things, but all the way from growing up with such great local sports and just kind of finding my way. You never know who you're going to cross paths with that has an Albany background. that always has a good story to share with.
Ryan Kelly, CBA grad. He's the new director of football operations at American Athletic Football Conference. Who are the team or teams to beat now as we get ready to kick off a new season for college football in your conference?
I would say it's wide open, to be honest with you. Obviously, Sports Illustrated just named Ed Oliver the defensive tackle at Houston, the #1 college football player in the country. He'll make a push for those guys. UCF's coming off a national championship, undefeated season. Obviously, with Scott Frost leaving, that's going to be a different situation, but a good storyline to watch with you guys. And you have perennial national football programs in this conference that are going to make a push for it. But those couple players will be fun to watch, and I think the season unfolding those should be good to follow.
Do you know about how do those teams do in your conference, attendance-wise, and fan support around the country?
The fan support's fantastic. And obviously, I got to see that firsthand at Temple. We played in the Boca Raton Bowl in 2015 and basically sold the place out with our own fans. Playing at Lincoln Financial Field, hosted Notre Dame on College Game Day in 2015, also beat Penn State in there in front of a packed house. You go to UCF, you go to some of these bigger places that have hosted championship games, Navy, and their crowds are just great. Obviously, Navy has a national following. They're going to play Notre Dame in San Diego this year. We're really excited about that as a conference. But everybody's kind of got their own different twist and their own notch in the country, with Memphis, SMU, and those Florida schools. I mean, it's going to be fun to watch.
Ryan, your thoughts? The ESPN announced a couple months ago that they're going to add 4 more bowl games, and especially for a conference like yours, you mentioned a Power 6 conference. At what point, is it too many bowl games, or do you welcome any bowl games that are possible to try and get more of your teams out there on national TV?
Well, for us, obviously, we want our teams to compete at the highest level possible, which we have over the past 4 years had 3 New Year's Six Bowl winners. So that's big for us, but I think a lot of people would agree with me when I say more football is better football. As many bowl games as there are, some great people that run those games and the experience of the student athletes to go away as kind of a reward at the end of the season. And they have such great events to go on, and everybody brings their family, and it's a good thing to do. So I think the expansion of the playoff would be great for college football. I mean, you're always going to have people that are upset at the end of the season, and you're always going to have people that are excited to be in. But I think that does put our conference in a unique spot to be able to get one of those spots and compete for a national championship.
Well, Ryan, we appreciate a few minutes. Congrats on the new position. I know you're crazy trying to make the move and all of that, but always fun to localize a good story, and you would fall into the really good story category here in the Capital Region. We appreciate a few minutes.
Absolutely, guys. Take care. Thank you,
Ryan.
Thanks, Ryan.
Good job, Ryan Kelly, CBA grad. Doing big things. I love it.
Yeah, and it was interesting for him to say, and probably would have been my follow-up to the bowl question, but he answered it in saying that he thought the expansion of the college football playoff would be good. And, I've been on the record saying that I think 8 teams is kind of the perfect mark, I believe, because then you get those teams, and we always kind of had that argument with even the NCAA tournament in basketball, where the more teams you add, you're always going to have that, the team that just missed the cut and they should have been in, whatever it may be. But I think more football at the highest level would be good if you expand that to 8 teams. And it was interesting to get his thoughts on it. You know me, man. I'm all in with college football.
Oh, yeah? I know the bowls are oversaturated. I get it.
Right.
But you know what? I'm a knucklehead. I love to watch them. I absolutely love it.
You'll watch every one of them. Boca Raton Bowl, Hawaii Bowl.
I will. And it's usually a time of year where I'm okay enough that I can, we're usually on the road with you, Albany, somewhere, and we can watch some of these games. All right. Good job by Ryan Kelly. We appreciate a few minutes here of his time on Big Board Sports 104.5 Team ESPN Radio.